This is Marc Marizzaldi, I'm head baseball coach at Seton Hill University, and this is Figure It Out Baseball. We are building off of our first video of working base stealing, quick first step starts, which included lacrosse ball drops, shuffle backs, hop backs, and rebounders. We're moving into phase 2, which is going to include our push-up starts and our lead knee starts. Okay, and we'll demonstrate both of those right now. What we're trying to accomplish here is to continue to build up to our full base stealing, but continuing to focus on our quick first steps, getting ourselves in an athletic position and being explosive with our first step. These are not full sprints. We're only trying to get our guys to give max effort for just 15 feet. We're really trying to put everything into the first 15 feet and focus on a good quick start. First off, we're going to go push-up starts. We want to make sure that when we get up off the ground, we get into an athletic position as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So as Jamie comes up off the ground, he's not only going to lift his chest up, but he's going to drive his legs underneath him so that once he is up off the ground, he's immediately into the sprinting position. Okay? Go on you, Jamie. Go ahead. Good. See how as they're getting up off the ground, no wasted steps, and they're driving their legs underneath them. As soon as they hit the ground, they're in a full sprint position. Go ahead, Adam. A variation to that, we're just changing the player's body angle. Okay? This is a little bit more challenging where he's facing this way, but he's got to sprint in this direction. Two things that we want to stress with our players is number one, to drive their legs underneath them, and number two, to get turned. Okay? When they're sprinting forward, really doesn't incorporate too much hip rotation, but this drill requires them not only to get off the ground, but to land and rotate their hips into a sprinting position. Okay, go ahead. Good. So again, those two drills, the push-up starts in both directions, really build off of our previous video of the shuffles and the hop backs and the rebounders. Now we're going to progress into one more phase of footwork with our base running before we get into full steals. We're going to start with our lead knee on the ground. Okay? Again, this is going to emphasize proper technique with the base runners in their first step. When this runner starts his sprint, he's got to make sure that he's pushing off of this backside leg and he's getting directional with this front foot. So the first movement from here would look like this. Okay? So I want to make sure that this front foot gets pointed in the direction I'm going. This knee stays inside this foot, and that'll ensure that I'm pushing in the direction that I'm sprinting. My first movement from here will be right into this sprint position. Now I'm in a good position to hit my max speed as quickly as possible. So we're going lead knee down. One other thing you want to keep your eye on, we're not stressing this in this drill particularly, but you do want to watch the hands and the arms. Okay? They should work together, or I should say equal and opposite. As I'm raising myself up into this position, I want this lead arm to pull back behind me, and I want this left arm to come straight across my body. It'll look something like this movement here. So now my left arm, my right knee are in sync, my left knee, my right arm are in sync. Okay. Lead knee down starts. Those are the two drills that conclude phase 2 of our base running lead up. We cover the push-up starts in both directions and the lead knee down starts. Phase 3 will take us into the next step a little bit more with verbal cues and non-verbal cues. We've worked on the technique of our footwork and how to be explosive. Now we're trying to incorporate full jumps into the speed part of our base running is now our next lead up. This is Marc Marizzaldi, Seton Hill University.